bye. There they go. Donald Trump giving a disastrous speech in Duluth, Georgia. You see the people there walking out once again in the middle of his speech because he wasn't even talking about any issues. Again, here he is saying how cognitively imbalanced or balanced he thinks he is. Here, play this clip.
So I take the phone and put it down. The sad part is I never picked it up. I forgot. They'll say, he's cognitively imbalanced. He didn't pick up. These people, are they the worst?
And then here he gets distracted mid-speech, and then he goes, ooh, look at my hair. Here, play this clip.
Oh, there it is. I was looking at me. I started looking at me, and I'm looking, I do not like the wear. I don't like my hair tonight.
And this is what goes on at these Trump events. He can't even put together sentences, yet alone articulate policies. I mean, he says we need to go back to 1798. He says that's when the laws were really effective, everybody. 1798. Let's not go forward, go back to 1798. Play the clip.
Think of that. We had to go back to 1798. That's when we had laws that were effective. 1798 we had to go back to.
Then he talks about wanting to record all of his phone calls with people, and he muses. But that's what Richard Nixon did. Here, play the clip.
Every time I think about I want to tape every conversation. The problem is then I start thinking about Richard Nixon did that. And I say, let's do without the tape.
Then in another sign of projection and confession, he's like, they keep calling me weird. And you know who's a real sicko, though? Tim Walz is a real sicko, and they keep calling us weird. Here, play the clip.
And you can't even say, well, let's go to the vice president, because he is really a sicko, right? Remember he called J.D. Vance and I weird? We're not weird. We're very solid people. He's a weird dude, that guy. He's always pumping his heart. Ha, ha, ha. Like he's got...
Donald Trump then says that he will make America energy dependent again. He says he will make us energy dependent. I guess he is speaking the truth there. Play this clip.
Terminated so fast. Alaska. But we will quickly become energy dependent again. We weren't energy.
Because it should be noted that now under the Biden-Harris administration, America is energy independent for the first time, something that Donald Trump didn't achieve. And here Donald Trump just juvenile insult saying that Vice President Kamala Harris is low IQ. Play this clip.
Dude, nobody knows who the hell Harris is. It's the weirdest thing, isn't it? So you have to say Kamala. Under Kamala and her economy, millions of Americans, she has no idea about an economy. She's not a smart person. She's a low IQ individual. She is. She's a low IQ person.
Then Donald Trump says about immigrants in Springfield that what they are good for is if you're a politician who's running against them. Here, play this clip.
The town. Nobody can survive that. They have to leave. They have to leave. I'm sorry. Nobody can survive that. A 50,000 person town, quickly 32,000 illegal migrants. They call them legal because they had a little trick, but it's illegal. I will rescue every town, and every town is petrified, even if they don't have them, because they know they're coming. They're heading for the towns. They're heading for the towns. Who could do this to our country? Who could do this? Who could do this to our country? It's only good if you are a politician thinking about running for office and running against them. That's about the only thing that's good for.
All right, so now that you heard Donald Trump there, let me show you Vice President Kamala Harris during her town hall with Anderson Cooper, where it seemed that Anderson Cooper and CNN were just trying to do these gotchas as well. But just watch how articulate she is and how she actually handles this like an intelligent adult. Play this clip.
Donald Trump at the lead.
You've quoted General Milley calling Donald Trump a fascist. You yourself have not used that word to describe him. Let me ask you tonight, do you think Donald Trump is a fascist?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And I also believe that the people who know him best on this subject should be trusted. Again, look at their careers. These are not people, with the exception, I think, of only Mike Pence. These were not politicians. These are career people who have served in the highest roles in national security, who have served as generals in our military, who are highly respected, talking about the person who would be commander-in-chief, not to mention what we know and what they've told us about how he talks about the military.
And here she is again talking about you should listen to what Donald Trump's top generals actually say about him. Here, play this clip.
We know that is why Mike Pence is not running with him again, why the job was empty. And then today we learned that John Kelly, a 4-star Marine general, who was his longest-serving chief of staff, gave an interview recently in the last 2 weeks of this election, talking about how dangerous Donald Trump is. And I think one has to think about, why would someone who served with him, who is not political, a 4-star Marine general, why is he telling the American people now? And frankly, I think of it as he's just putting out a 911 call to the American people. Understand what could happen if Donald Trump were back in the White House. And this time, we must take very seriously those folks who knew him best and who were career people are not going to be there to hold him back. At least before, there were folks who we know what he would say, but they would restrain him. Imagine now Donald Trump in the Oval Office, in the Situation Room. He who has openly admired dictators, said he would be a dictator on day one. The former chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff has said he is a fascist to the core. So I think that when the American people reflect, especially those who are undecided, on who you should listen to, don't take my word for it. In fact, go online and listen to John Kelly, his voice, talking about what he thinks of Donald Trump 2 weeks before the election, because I think we all know, to your point, Anderson, it is close, but there are undecided voters who clearly, by being here, have an open mind, want to talk in a way that is grounded in issues and fact. And when they hear these facts, I think it compels a lot of people to be concerned about the future of our country with Donald.
There are a million reasons why you love your cat. The companionship, their affection, even their independence, and your security in the knowledge that you are one of the very few humans that they can actually tolerate and may even love. The worst part? Dealing with their litter boxes. Stop scooping poop and upgrade your litter box situation with Litter Robot by Whisker. Litter Robot by Whisker is the solution to all your litter box problems. Litter Robot's self-cleaning technology automatically cleans after every use, so your cats will always have a fresh bed of litter to do their business. And your friends won't think that your house smells like a litter box. Trust me, that's huge. And get this, Litter Robot will send a notification to your phone when it needs to be emptied. It even gives you data and insights to stay on top of your cat's health. Join over 1 million happy pets and pet parents who've upgraded to Litter Robot. What are you waiting for? And Litter Robot is perfect for the gift-giving season and the holidays. Litter Robot has honestly made cleanup time seamless and has saved me so much time. I'm obsessed with it, and my cat Chubbs is too. Right now, Whisker is offering $75 off Litter Robot bundles. And as a special offer to listeners, you can get an additional $50 off when you go to stopscooping.com/Meidas. That's an additional $50 off when you go to stopscooping.com/Meidas. stopscooping.com/Meidas.
So compare what I just played for you right there with Donald Trump referring to Hurricane Helene as a water hurricane. A water hurricane, he says. Here, play this clip.
It was a water hurricane, more water than we've ever experienced from one storm. And it created rivers out of valleys.
Then Donald Trump suggests that he wants total unchecked power so he can take TV networks off the air if he doesn't like them, like a fascist, as Kamala Harris said. Play this clip.
60 Minutes and CBS. Now think of it. They asked her a question on 60 Minutes, which is news. You know, these companies have to get licensed. And in the licensing, it says they have to be honest. They gave her a question, she gave an answer that was from a loony bin.
Then Donald Trump continues to lie and say that Vice President Kamala Harris did not work at a McDonald's. And then he, again, can't put sentences together. So he's just like, she's woke. Play the clip.
Their expense. And very importantly, and you saw that the other day, she lied about working at McDonald's. She'd never worked there. She's a liar. And she wants to turn our country woke.
Then Donald Trump says that President Biden saying lock him up is illegal. Play this clip.
Who, by the way, said yesterday about me, quote, we got to lock him up. I told you. He said, then he denied it. I didn't mean that. Because he's not legally allowed to say. He doesn't lie. He can't say that. But I've been telling you that. It's election interference. This is all it is. He said, we got to lock him up. This is illegal and should cause cases. I mean, look, think of it.
And hypocrisy alert, everybody. Play this clip.
Wait. Crooked, you should lock her up, I'll tell you. Not lock her up is right. I agree.
Then Donald Trump says that big business people would always kiss my ass. Here, play this clip.
And I went to the big business guys. They come in and they kiss my ass. It's unbelievable, these guys. Before I was president, Trump is on the phone. Tell him I'll call him back sometime. Once I became president, sir, it's such a pleasure to speak to you, sir. It's such a great honor. Oh, I see him. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Then Donald Trump claims that migrants with military weapons are taking over Times Square. Let's play it.
Post, they're taking over Times Square in New York, and they have weapons that our military doesn't even have. You say, where the hell are they getting the weapons? But we have guys that want to confront them, and they're going to be allowed to confront them, and we're going to get them the hell out of here.
And here Donald Trump just tells a totally made-up story about some big businessman named John telling him that you saved me, Donald. Sir, you saved me. Here, play this clip.
Last week, I spoke in front of the Economic Club of Detroit, and I spoke about cars, and I talked about this plant. And in the audience, just like right where you're sitting, sir, good-looking guy, stand up, please. Right you, that's right. Yeah, stand up. Right in your seat. That's where he sat, right there. I looked in the audience, and who do I see? I see John. And I said, I passed a message to him while I'm speaking, because this was more interesting to me than anything I was doing up there. And I said, I want to see you after, so I see him afterwards. I said, John, tell me something. How is that monster plant, and it's actually more than one, but this one monster, how's it doing? Sir, they've abandoned that plant. What? That's great news, because it's going to kill us. What do you mean they've abandoned? They think you're going to be elected president. You're going to put tariffs on their cars, and they won't be able to make any money. They're going to lose their shirt. They've abandoned the plant. I said, that's the greatest thing I've ever heard. Marjorie, that's the greatest thing I've ever heard.
Now contrast that with Vice President Kamala Harris's town hall with CNN, where she was taking tough questions, and she talked about her support of a bipartisan border deal that Donald Trump killed. Play the clip.
Start with this. America's immigration system is broken, and it needs to be fixed. And it's been broken for a long time. And part of what we need to do is always prioritize what we need to do to strengthen our border. I will tell you, I'm the only person in this race among the two choices that voters have. I've personally prosecuted transnational criminal organizations in the trafficking of guns, drugs, and human beings. I have spent a significant part of my career making sure that our border is secure and that we do not allow criminals in, and we don't allow that kind of trafficking to happen and come into our country. And as my opponent has proven himself, he would prefer to run on the problem instead of fix the problem. You may know there were some of the most conservative members of the United States Congress working with others that came up with a border security bill. That would have put 1,500 more border agents at the border. Those border agents are overwhelmed. They need the support. They need the backup. It would have allowed us to have more resources to stem the flow of fentanyl. I don't need to tell this state and people around the country what is happening in terms of the scourge of fentanyl and how it is literally killing Americans. It would have put resources into stemming the flow. It would have given more resources to prosecute, to investigate and prosecute transnational criminal organizations. It would have done a lot of good. Donald Trump got wind of the bill and told them, don't put it forward. He killed the bill because he'd prefer to run on a problem instead of fixing a problem. We have to have a secure border, and we have to have a comprehensive pathway for citizenship. And that includes requiring people, hardworking people, to earn citizenship and do it in a comprehensive, humane, and orderly manner.
Well, there you have it, folks. Just want to show you that contrast. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 4 million subscribers together. Thanks for watching.
Real quick, Meta just changed their algorithm to suppress political content. Please follow our Instagram at MeidasTouch right now as we head towards 400,000 followers so you don't miss a beat.